right, so we are recording and we're about to go live on Facebook in just a second. And you'll know that we're live because it'll say so in the upper corner. All right, just about ready. Can you all see the live recording in your upper left-hand corner? Is that showing? Good, all right. So welcome everyone this evening to another Facebook Live with Lord Fairfax Community College. Today's session is on manufacturing and the skilled trades. And this is one of several pathways being featured within G3. It stands for Get Skilled, Get a Job, and Get Ahead. And these are all geared towards programs and careers that are hugely in demand in the state of Virginia and beyond. So with us today are representatives for each of these programs that you see here. Some are associate degree programs that take 2 years or more. Some are certificates that take about a year or so, and some are for credentials that take less than a year. So there are many opportunities here that you can stack one at a time to make yourself more employable and get ahead in those fields. So the first pathway we are going to start with is the pathway to engineering, and that is Liz.
Hi, everybody. I am Liz Calfee, and I am a professor in engineering and engineering technology here at Lord Fairfax Community College. I just wanted to introduce you to some of the pathways that can lead to engineering technology. There's certificates as well as an Associates of Applied Science in Engineering Technology that are part of the G3 program. So one of the big ones that I see a lot of demand for, and a lot of different companies actually coming to me asking for, hey, can you refer me to a student who's graduated with an associate's, is drafting. And drafting, really, it's needed in every single type of manufacturing, in almost all of the trades. If you think about how a part is created, or how a road is built, or how to even read those drawings, all of it comes from actually being able to create them. So if you're really interested in creating sketches, this is a really good way to start. Now, drafting used to be all done by hand. Now, a lot of it is done in CAD, in 3D technology. We use 3D printing in the program. So that drafting program can really lead you to a lot of opportunities to be a drafter. Drafters come there. You have architectural drafters who are literally showing how to build a house, a set of blueprints to build a house, a set of blueprints to build a building, anything architectural. You've got civil drafters doing roadways, mechanical and electrical drafters, drawing up different parts that can be printed with a 3D printer or sent to a manufacturer to actually put into production. So that's everything that a drafter can be. So that's one of the most in-demand fields that I've seen so far, since I've been here. And then the other two big associates in applied science that are part of G3 are civil engineering technology and mechanical engineering technology. Now we see the term engineering technology. What this means is that you're still having input on different designs that engineers do, but typically you're going to report up to an engineer that can then stamp it and produce a drawing for somebody to go and build. But you can still do the drafting side within the engineering technology and the civil and the mechanical, but then you also have different opportunities to be an industrial engineering technologist or technician, mechanical engineering technician, inspector, tester, sorter, samplers. Now, in this area, there is a lot of manufacturing. We have so many manufacturing plants that this kind of opportunity can lead you to actually being an employee of theirs, helping with maintaining their equipment, helping with them come up with new programs to produce more things. All of that goes into engineering technology. And then the civil engineering technology side, we see a lot of surveyors. So we do some surveying classes where you get to learn how to survey. Again, that's a really in-demand field. There's always a need for surveyors. Just because of people coming in and out of the industry. People need to know where things get laid out. So all of that comes from that civil engineering technology side. Now, each of these you can step into an Associates of Applied Science. You don't have to go straight for the Associates of Applied Science. The Associates actually takes at least 2 years. And it really encompasses more than just your engineering classes, more than just the materials classes or the CAD classes. That's where you have to take your Englishes, your maths, more classes that really make you very well-rounded, and then it makes you very much appealing to somebody who wants to have somebody be able to write a engineering technical report based off of what they saw. You have the English behind you. They want that well-rounded employee. So that's what the Associates of Applied Science. Now, if you're not ready for that, that's fine. There's also the certifications where you get a certificate in drafting. There's also industrial maintenance and industrial design. So all of those can kind of step into these Associates of Applied Science if you choose to, or you can choose to just get a certificate. And that certificate can get you a job very easily as well, especially in the surveying and in the drafting careers. So once you have that certificate, you'll find some employers will actually help you pay for that Associate of Applied Science. Now it is part of G3, so take advantage of that while we can, because it's a really good opportunity to again, get that education and get a job. So that's a little bit about the engineering technology side, and I'll hand it off to the next.
Thank you so much, Liz. And thank you again for putting a plug in there for G3. It does give individual students the opportunity to have tuition, books, and fees covered, in addition to other financial aid available. So I'm so glad you brought that up. So now we're going to move on to our skilled trades, and we are going to start with heavy equipment operator.
So hello, everyone. I am Donna Comer. I'm the program manager here at Lord Fairfax for our heavy equipment operating class. And just like we've already spoken, G3, if something is G3, then it's in high demand in our area. So all of the skilled trades and construction classes that we offer at Workforce and Lord Fairfax are, we use a curriculum for an NCCER curriculum, which is a National Center for Construction Educational Resource. All of these classes, including the heavy equipment operating class, are taught by industry experts. I always like to point that out because you're learning from someone out there who's driving a dozer and a motor grader, not from someone like myself who's just teaching you out of a book. The heavy equipment operating class, the level 1 class, yields 2 credentials, one in core craft skills and one in heavy equipment operating level 1. They are nationally recognized, so you could move after you get this credential. You could move across the country and it would be recognized. Also, our heavy equipment operating class comes with a guarantee to interview, which is very attractive, especially right now, because this class, we offer it in 2 different ways, an accelerated version, and that is every weekend for 5.5 weeks, or twice weekly for 11 weeks. But regardless of the class that you take, at the end, we guarantee an interview with hiring companies in our area. All of these companies offering a nice springboard into various careers in heavy equipment operating. So some of those careers include the operators, like I've already mentioned, a dozer operator, a motor grader operator. Maybe you are an asphalt contractor. It could lead to a foreman, to pipe layers, superintendents. So this job is a wonderful first step into a lucrative career within construction trades. A typical day for a heavy equipment operator does not exist because so many things are dependent on weather or other moving parts on a job site. So a good operator is going to be flexible and tolerant of change. He or she is going to be ready to perform any task from flagging to reading blueprints to earth moving duties, and your actual piece of equipment could vary from an off-road dump truck to a dozer to maybe something smaller like a bobcat. Here is a list of different careers that one could, or the career path rather, that one could expect from enrolling or not enrolling in the HEO class, but starting in an operator career. You could see a laborer, entry level laborer, helper, starts anywhere between $14 and $50 an hour. And you can see it moves up all the way to senior supervisor at $80,000 a year and more, a safety director, or much like what Liz was talking about, this is a great start if you wanted to go into the workforce sooner rather than later. You could start on this career path and get established and get some real world experience and then jump back and head into the civil engineering path. And you can see that a civil engineer can make upwards of $100,000 or more. So this slide shows, I mentioned the guarantee to interview. This slide shows all of the companies, well, not even all of them, but a good sampling of the companies who participate in our guarantee to interview with heavy equipment operating. We enjoy a very strong partnership with the Heavy Construction Contractors Association. They represent over 170 employers in our area, and all of these employers are familiar with and endorse our HEO program. Pathway to plumbing it's again, I've already mentioned pipe layers and heavy equipment operating. And so I'm going to get to that with plumbing, but one of the things that you'll learn as you listen to what I have to say about plumbing and HEO, and then what later Tracy will say about electrical and some of the other classes, is they all stack and they're all interchangeable. So it can really make one very, very attractive to employers and open many, many doors as you grow with your career. All of the trades classes here at Lord Fairfax are taught during the nights and weekends. And this allows for working individuals to be able to take the class. So you can kind of earn as you learn, if you will. So the plumbing classes, as are the HEO classes, are all taught in a hybrid format. So students can expect in-person lecture, they can expect hands-on training, they can also expect a little online homework and quizzes and reading. If someone buckled down and did the classes one right after the other, they could complete all 4 levels of a plumbing class within 2 years. Some jobs, that a plumbing credential would offer would include a plumbing technician, residential plumber, a commercial plumber. Both of those individuals would be doing very different things. One could earn their journeyman's or their master's. I've already mentioned pipe fitting and pipe laying. You could become a steam fitter. And again, much like we're talking about the G3 pathways, plumbing would be a nice segue into a mechanical engineer. Also, a lot like the heavy equipment operator, a plumber is not going to have a typical day. Every day is going to be met with different challenges. So a good plumber, again, is going to be flexible and mechanically inclined. They're going to enjoy troubleshooting and figuring things out. They too will be able to read blueprints. They'll probably, most plumbing outfits need you to lift 50 pounds or more. You have to like to get dirty in both HEO and in plumbing. Plumbers will learn to measure, cut, weld pipe, install everything from showers to sprinkler systems. And again, you'll learn all kinds of skills that are transferable into other jobs that we're talking about here this evening. You can see that a helper, just a plumber's helper, can begin at $35,000 annually. You can see the growth there. You go on to a plumber, a pipe fitter, or a steam fitter, you're looking at 50,000 plus. Another example would be a plumbing field supervisor. You're looking at $112,000 annually. And just for those people who are watching, understand, these are numbers that we use and we pull from our from labor market information in our area. It's specific to our area. So for instance, that plumbing field supervisor is a job currently open right now, and it states that it pays $112,000 annually. And I'm going to pass it on to Tracy now.
Had to be off mute, sorry. So I am the trades program manager for electrical, HVAC, construction project management, mechatronics, and a couple of other smaller classes that we offer. But going to share with you some information on our electrical program. As Donna had mentioned, we use the NCCER curriculum. So we offer it pretty much in the same format as the plumbing program is. So that's one night a week for 4 hours, basically around 5.5, 6 months. And then you can earn the credential for that level. So again, this class or program has credentials that can travel with you. And again, they stack very well. So even some of our instructors who, again, are industry experts, we hire journeymen and masters, people who have a lot of experience in the trade to train our students. They have that same stackability. So these instructors often have masters in several trades. So that shows you how that can work. And they also own their own companies. But they want to give back their education. They know how precious those positions are and how much those people are needed. So they work with us to provide the education. Recently, in May, when I was doing some labor market information, I was looking at the electrical positions that we had available in our area. And of the 37 jobs that I was looking at, 28 only required a high school diploma. So this goes part to, again, that G3 conversation. You can come in as an electrician with an employer as an apprentice or without. It's about a 50-50 split in our classes. And you can get out in the field and you can start earning and making a livable wage. And then maybe say you grow in that position, then you can end up stacking that into a credit pathway and move towards a degree if you would like. There's plenty of growth and movement and earnings that can be made in following the electrical program. So as Liz was saying, there's a lot of different titles and pathways that can happen here. So these seem repetitive, but this is what you're looking for when you're searching for a job. You don't want to just put one thing in because you could miss something the way an employer lists it. So even this week, electrical technician, industrial maintenance technician, residential electrician, journeyman electrician, supervisor, engineer, all of those are different things that you would look for. One that I do have, the industrial technician is one, which is very large in our area, in our region, because of the manufacturing and production that is local to us. So in a day, and this is just a very small window, but an electrician can expect to install, maintain, repair electrical wiring and fixtures, and ensuring that all of this works with the relevant codes. So starting out as a helper or assistant, you can expect to make $35 or $35,000 annually or better. Electricians, about 65 or more, and supervisors, 69 and higher. As Donna shared, again, this is information for our area, and we live in a commuting area. So if you are willing to travel, there's definitely a higher potential for earnings. So HVAC, this is going to follow a lot of similar pieces that plumbing and electrical have. We use the NCCR curriculum. We have it in that hybrid once a week format. We offer it at 2 locations. So we offer it in Middletown and we offer it out in Vint Hill. We also have a Luray Center that we are offering things at there. But the HVAC levels, the program has a lot of that stackability, the same as electrical does. You can grow in this program and you can take different pathways. even up to a level of cybersecurity. So one of the things when Amazon got hacked a few years ago is that the hack actually came through their HVAC system. So this is how advanced we're getting. So you might think starting off that you have a very narrow pathway, but definitely is expanded. And even the HVAC and the cybersecurity is being used at employers in our area. We definitely have people that travel the world training to stay on top of the new information that comes out. So jobs and pathways, general maintenance and repair workers, mechanics and installers, up to engineers and boiler operators. A typical day for an HVAC technician is to install and repair residential systems, maintain stationary engines, boilers, mechanical equipment for buildings and industry. So general maintenance and repair workers can start to expect earning at about $42,000 a year. Installers about 60,000, engineers and boiler operators, again, about 66,000. But if you're willing to travel, that can definitely increase. Construction project management. So here's another way of stacking those credentials we've been talking about. So whether it's plumbing, electrical, or HVAC, once you have some of that industry experience and you want to move up, which is fantastic in the current environment, there's a lot of new people that are needed. So the people that are currently there have the opportunity to move up. And this is one of the ways to get some training if this is the direction you wanted to go. So construction project managers have experience in a lot of other of the construction trades. These classes are also taught in a hybrid format. Our next class coming up here will start in August, and it's 2 nights a week. But we recreate a project from start to finish. So you learn all these pieces, whether it's estimating and cost and time scheduling, and you apply those in a project where you have to submit that to your instructor who knows this information in the industry. So he's looking at that, he's dealt with these. So again, it's a wonderful next step for somebody that's currently in the industry that would like to change direction or move up in their position. So some of the job titles: construction trade supervisors, cost estimators, inspectors. So construction project managers plan, direct, coordinate activities and maintenance of structures, facilities, other projects that include scheduling, budgeting, and the implementation of the project. And in our area, they can make around $80,000.
I am going to talk to you about carpentry. Carpentry is a relatively new pathway in class here at Lord Fairfax. I think, can we go to the next slide, Kelly? Yeah, thanks. So we recently added this. Right now, a carpenter can do anything from cabinet making to new home building to restoration. The restoration is really big right now, especially because of storms, fires, any kind of mishap, unfortunate event for others. Someone needs to help them fix that and repair that. And it's very few carpenters are certified in the restoration track. This is a brand new program for Lord Fairfax, and it is currently being taught in a corporate training cohort model. So we're encouraging anyone who's more interested in the carpentry track, just to contact the main office. The number is there on your screen, 540-868-7021. But it is, we're getting more and more employers calling, and it is part of G3, which again, as we keep stressing, G3 is in high demand in anything G3 approved, so to speak, is in high demand in our area and stacks nicely with multiple programs.
So mechatronics is one of the programs that I manage. And so in this program, we use a different curriculum called NC3. So it's the National Coalition of Certification Centers. Also has that standard of being taught by industry experts that go through training to make sure that they fully understand the curriculum and how it's used. And it's tied to equipment for hands-on testing so that students get the experience they need and can demonstrate that experience as well. So we have 3 different classes that are part of the Fast Forward G3 currently. And in some of these classes, you can earn more than 1 credential. So fundamentals of electricity, you'll earn 2 different credentials, one for AC and the other for DC. Then fundamentals of mechanical systems. And then we have the fluid power class where you earn both pneumatics and hydraulics. And then we're working on getting approved right now the fundamentals of PLC and also the fundamentals of robotics. So as we grow our space in the Middletown campus, we are dedicating labs to this program. It's very in demand. We have students that are coming to it that don't have experience in the field. And then we have others that the employers are putting in these classes. So if you can demonstrate your motivation and you get a job, but you don't have the skills, employers are putting you in these classes. They are very high in demand. So there's several different pathways you can take. So you'd be called a technician, maintenance technician, plant reliability technician, shift technician, multi-craft technician. So again, going back to all those different job titles that it can be. So when you're searching for a job, pull different names up, look at what people are hiring for, look at the employers themselves and search out the titles that they're entering. So a typical day as a technician might have you monitoring and troubleshooting, installing new projects, general repair and maintenance. So a lot of the times in a position like this, you'll be working with somebody that has years and years of experience and knowledge. So you'll be learning from somebody that has this, but you're going in with the basic knowledge and the tools to gain you that entry. So you become familiar with the environment, some of the equipment you'll run across, some of the scenarios, and that's what we train you for. So different pathways here or levels. An entry-level tech can make about 40,000. Maintenance and manufacturing technician around 70,000 with experience. And then as you go up, mechanical and robotics engineers, 90,000 plus. And again, that's for our area. Even right now, you can drive through town in Warren County and you can see the signs that are posted now, hiring and bonuses and things like that. There's a lot to do that employers are willing to do to get you through that door.
All right, so looks like that is it for our PowerPoint presentation. And I want to thank Tracy and Donna and Liz all for presenting this evening and sharing with you the various opportunities available in manufacturing and the skilled trades. And just bringing it home again, these are stackable credentials, certificates, and degrees that you can pursue in order to be attractive, as they said, to employers. Especially leading up to that engineering degree. And I know that engineering degree can even go on to places like ODU Online that accept those applied degrees, so you can then go on and get your bachelor's or even your master's. So I did want to ask each of the 3 of them if you had any upcoming events you wanted to share with anyone listening so that they could tune into those as well.
So I do know there's a trades information session scheduled for our Middletown campus in August. So I would encourage anyone interested or anyone who's listening, watching, and they know someone who might be interested, I would encourage you to go to the LFCC website and search trades information session, and all the information you need, date, time, location would be provided. I'll also take this time just to plug that the next heavy equipment operator class begins Saturday, August 7th. It concludes on Saturday, September 18th. That on that day is a guaranteed interview with multiple employers. Also that week, that first week in August, all of the plumbing classes begin in our Bent Hill location. So if anything you saw tonight makes you think that maybe you want to entertain the idea of a career in plumbing, I again encourage you to go to our website, search plumbing, reach out to us, ask any questions you might have, and get enrolled, especially right now while it's very, very affordable.
And what you're telling us, Donna, is that students are maybe 2 months away from getting an entry-level position into this field, making the money that they saw today. They are that close. That's incredible.
That close.
Yes. And Liz, were you going to add something too?
Yeah, we don't have any upcoming information scheduled, but if there are any questions, please reach out to me since I'm the head of this program. So any questions on engineering technology or engineering, anything like that, just reach out to me.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Liz. And that's one thing I love about LFCC. We are also accessible to our students. We want to help you on your path and help you to learn. And just since we are plugging contact information, Michelle Cribbs is joining us here today, as is Julia Bridgen. And they are both coaches that can walk you through a process of finding out what it is that you want to do. You know, perhaps, as Donna said, you've heard some things that you liked, but you're really not sure where you want to get started. Michelle and Julia are wonderful for that. So what I am going to do, since we are streaming this live on Facebook as well as sharing it with some of our guests on Zoom, is I'm going to stop this recording and stop the live stream. But we will be putting links into the comment section with information, and you can always comment on this video recording on Facebook if you have any questions. And we'll take this time now to talk with our people who are here with us on Zoom. So everyone who's on Facebook Live, have a great evening and join us next week for our next G3 information.